Hello, YouTube. It's G-Man5338, your streetwise professor, hitting you up with a long-anticipated mental health minute. Today, we're going to talk about SSRIs, or select serotonin reuptake inhibitors. We'll talk about what serotonin is from a layman's perspective anyways, and what it's like coming off of these things, because it's a lot like being dope sick. I got some shout-outs to give, and welcome aboard to all the FNGs. Let's get to it.
We still living when the loving is gone. Kill, kill was a government song. Sing along, it's just my brothers in arms. Gotta stick together, now more than ever it's on.
All right, so welcome to your mental health minute. All right, and today we're talking about SSRIs, or select serotonin reuptake inhibitors. All right. In order to really delve into this, you need to know what serotonin is. So you've got to kind of understand in layman's terms how your brain functions. So your brain functions by sending electronical signals through neurons, okay? Now, how does this exactly happen? Well, I'm not going to get into it on the show. In order for these signals to be sent much easier, okay, your brain produces a neurotransmitter called serotonin, all right? And as we've discussed in the past, PTSD affects your brain physically, okay? Parts of your brain will actually shrink when you have PTSD. And this affects your brain's ability to produce and reuptake serotonin. So you have to take something to fix that, all right? And that's where SSRIs come in. Now, the one we'll be talking about today is dun-da-da-dun.
Everybody, welcome to another episode of Drug Talk. As always, I'm your host, Garrett Campbell. Today we're going to be discussing an antipsychotic medication, more specifically a second-generation antipsychotic known as Quetiapine. Its brand name is Seroquel.
So what's happened is the Canadian government, in its infinite wisdom, has decided to reduce the amount of marijuana that I can get. They used to cover my whole prescription. Now they only cover half. So I had to switch to Seroquel. Now, Seroquel, the amount I was taking, plus my issues with alcohol, it made it so that for basically the past month, I was either asleep or I was drunk. And it was causing some serious issues in terms of my family life. So I had to get off of it, and I had to get off of it quick. So that means withdrawal. What is it like coming off of Seroquel? Well, it's a lot like being dope sick. Check it out.
I don't feel the sickness yet, but it's in the mail, that's for sure. I'm in the junkie limbo at the moment. Too ill to sleep, too tired to stay awake. But the sickness is on its way. Sweat, chills, nausea, pain and craving, need like nothing else I've ever known will soon take hold of me. It's on its way.
There can be some acute withdrawal symptoms of this medication as well. After discontinuation, this would typically present as nausea, insomnia, headache, diarrhea, dizziness, potentially some vomiting. For this reason, it's usually advised to decrease the dose of the medication over a course of 1 to 2 weeks when stopping it.
Now, you can also expect these little fuzzy cocksuckers. Brain zaps. The fuck is a brain zap? You're about to find out.
I'm Dr. Tracy Marks, a psychiatrist, and I publish weekly videos on mental health education and self-improvement. Brain zaps are a part of what we call medication discontinuation syndrome. Medication discontinuation syndrome are symptoms that you can see when you suddenly stop taking your medication, or if your dose suddenly drops from high to low, for example, when there's drastic changes in the medication level in your bloodstream. This is for sensory disturbances, and this would be the electric shocks that seem like they're coming from your brain. Some people call them brain zaps, and it's kind of like someone is suddenly turning on an electrical source on and off in your head, or kind of like a glitch. Some people even describe it as though your brain is dropping in space, all kind of weird sensations having to do with your brain. But you can also have burning or tingling sensations in your body as well.
You know, brain zaps are a lot like what Dr. Tracy just talked about, okay? It's like there's an electrical current. It's like licking a 9-volt battery, but a lot more. And sometimes it can ride up your spine. or it just exists in your head, but it happens if you turn your head, move your eyes. If you move too quickly in one direction, you'll experience it. And it's quite alarming for some people. I know when I first started experiencing it on my initial withdrawal from Seroquel years ago, that it was pretty painful and rather jarring. Nobody really talks about it when it comes to antidepressants and SSRIs. So I wanted to make sure that was out there. The other thing that nobody else really talks about is itchiness. You are going to itch like an MFer, all right? And I think it has to do with the fact that some SSRIs, particularly Seroquel, also affect your histamine levels. So with that being said, that's where the itchiness comes from. Now, when you're coming off of this stuff, if you have to do it like I did, cold turkey, this is not recommended. I do not recommend this for anyone. Your doctors will shit on you heavily for it, okay? But in some instances, it happens or you have to, okay? Like in my last incident with it. Now, basically treat it like the flu, okay? Stock up on soup broths, popsicles, stuff like that. Pepto-Bismol, big time, all right? Or you'll be shitting all over your furniture, I promise you, okay? But take your time with it, okay? And make sure that the people around you are aware of what you're going to be going through, because you might need a bit of help, all right? So a lot of you were asking where I've been for the past 4 months, and really I've just been working my cornhole off. I was able to open up my studio. Rona gave up a little bit, and I was able to open my studio. So I was running hand over fist here, tattooing the shit out of people, trying to make hay while the sun was shining. But like I said, for the last month, I've just been dealing with Seroquel, and the past week and a bit, I've been coming off of it. I'm still feeling some of the effects of my withdrawal, but I'm feeling good enough, obviously, to start posting again and sort of coming back to life. Now, again, I want to remind you all that if you have to come off of an SSRI, talk to your doctor about it, okay? Don't just go cold turkey if you can avoid it. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes your medication lapses. There's issues with your insurance companies, whatever. Sometimes it happens. So I hope that I've given you some information about, what you can expect from taking an SSRI, especially Seroquel, what it's like coming off of it, and just a couple little pointers for you to help deal with it. Now, listen, I don't know what else I'm going to post this week. I'll find something. But until then, I want you all to stay up, stay strong, and look out for each other, people, because we're all we got. Peace.
Yo, this one's going out there to all my homies, my natives, my brothers, my family, supporting me. Those that are overseas, those that are on lockdown, and those that are free.
We still living when the loving is gone. Kill, kill was a government song. Sing along, it's just my brothers in arms. Gotta stick together, now more than ever it's on. We still living when the loving is gone. Kill, kill was a government song. Sing along, it's just my brothers in arms. Gotta stick together, now more than ever it's on. Train to kill with love, or kill with gunshots. To train the pills to drugs.